convict someone, especially first-degree murder, without a body?
I mean, you really don't see this happen much at all. It's a very, very rare thing to convict someone of a murder without a body because it's an element that they have to prove that somebody's actually been killed. So you can do it by circumstantial evidence, but it's really hard to do. So you need to have some sort of blood or physical evidence or something else to show that there's no body.
Gotcha. Very quick verdict, very quick sentencing recommendation from this jury today. Trial was expected to last much longer. Does that surprise you at all?
I mean, it turned out we didn't know what the evidence was because there was a gag order. Then as soon as they started putting on the evidence, we saw that they did an amazing job with the investigation and dug up a whole lot of evidence, putting them together right before she became missing, showing that her property was there in his trailer, and then having him dispose of her vehicle at the Applebee's in Charlottesville. All that stuff made for a really strong case. So I think the jury just didn't have a hard time with it.
They recommended 2 life sentences, 1 for each conviction. Is that stiff, or is that about what you could recommend in cases like this?
I mean, the 2 life sentences that they recommended, I think, indicate why we went to trial in the first place. I mean, that's exactly what the prosecutor probably would have offered to them, or at least offered a straight-up plea of guilty and leave the sentencing to the judge. So that's really why a 50-year-old goes to trial anyway on a case like this that's overwhelming, because you really don't have any choice. If he took an offer, it would be the rest of his life, so he might as well take his chances at trial.
Now, say he were to, in the next few days, confess and tell them where the body is. Could that impact the sentencing at all? Is there any card he has left to play, any hand he has left to play?
I mean, if he wanted to try to play the card of telling him where the body was, if he could do that, then his defense attorney could be in a position to argue that the judge could suspend some of the time, and the judge has authority to do that. So, but I think that on balance, a court is going to be most concerned about keeping this man off the streets and out of the public, and so I don't think that giving up the body is the type of thing that's going to get him out of prison in his lifetime.
And could cops or a prosecutor in another county like Orange, where he's been named a person of interest in another disappearance of a young woman, this conviction, these convictions, this sentence, could this inspire them to now take another look at him in connection with their case? Does that have any impact whatsoever?
I think the actual evidence that came out might help instruct them some on what to look for in that other case, but they still need to build that case independently, and there has to be sufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that case, and they're missing a body in that case too. So, it would be tough to build a case based on the fact that he got convicted. They're really 2 different cases.
As far as you know, I mean, the judge, when he comes back and does formal sentencing, is he likely to stick to what the jury has recommended in this case?
Most all the time, judges stick with the jury recommendation, and I would be really surprised if the judge reduced this sentence. I think that he's going to be stuck with a life sentence no matter what.
Awesome. Perfect.
Good? Okay.
Thanks, man.
All right.